In the morning, when I rise, in the morning, when I rise, in the morning, when I rise, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. All of this world. Give
of the neonatal nurse for 37 years. 37 years. And while we'll have a lot to say about that today, it's going to be an open mic session, but we'll come up and share. But quickly, there's a board up here with some pictures on it of this young lady from here to where she is now. And so we'd love everybody as a momentum to have an opportunity to sign this. And there's also a box over here for the cards that you might have. So feel free to do this as we are discussing and having conversations and enjoying ourselves. Having said that, Devin, we're going to open prayer for them.
Father, we just thank you. We thank you for being such a wonderful God. We thank you, Lord, even though it rained, Lord, we were able to transition over to this building. And we thank you for that. Thank you for making it available to us. Now, God, we thank you for everyone that has come today. We thank you for the food. We thank you for those that have helped, Lord, that have worked hard and diligent for this occasion. We thank you for Dale. We thank you for her journey for 37 years as a neonatal intensive care nurse. We thank you for that. Now, God, bless this time. Bless the food, Lord. Let it nourish our bodies, Lord. Let us just fellowship and enjoy this moment, God. Have your way, Lord. In the mighty name of Jesus, we thank you. Amen. Amen.
And because we said we're going to start eating at 5:15, there's something real quick I want to do. I want to illustrate a point, right? Because Dale, over the years, has been many things to many people. Would you agree? All right. So I'm going to identify a title. And if that title relates to you, I want to hear a shout or a hand or something else. Dale as a mother. If you have experience, not that she has biological children at home, but if she has performed in that capacity, acknowledge that. Anybody? Dale as a mother. Dale as a mother. Dale as a sister. As a sister. Okay? Dale as a daughter. And I know, there we go. There we go. Dale as an auntie. Yep, okay. Excellent. Dale as a cousin. Okay. Dale as a pastor. Dale as a friend. Dale as a prayer partner. Dale as a co-worker. Dale as one of the biker chicks. Dale Dale as Ranger Dale. Now, does anybody understand that? Ranger Dale. When you walk into her backyard, what sign do you see? Turner Park. So that makes Dale a Ranger. Awesome. Listen. Dale has Dale has an in-law, but many times we cancel out the in-law because he is as a sister, a cousin, all of them. So, having said that, we still have 10 minutes. So you guys will continue with the fellowship, but remember to come up and sign the board here. And again, if you have your cards, feel free to do so. We'll have the music playing until Deborah decides to go ahead and start the awesome. Enjoy. Awesome. Excellent. All right. So now, I prefaced the last conversation with the fact that you need to put your thinking caps on. So I have an agenda here, and it's titled Icebreaker. So when I looked at it, it's basic questions about Dale. So I had to add a few things to it that to spice it up somewhat. Okay. So, do you know Dale? Favorite color? Wait a minute. Siblings are excluded. Favorite color? Blue? Any others? Blue it is. How old was Dale when she started nursing school? 23? 21? 19? 20? 18? Sorry. 24 it is. Favorite food? Wait a minute. Ham? Honey baked ham? What did I hear? And I wish there was a category that said all of the above, but it is not. Favorite food? Lobster. Favorite ice cream? Oh gosh. Vanilla with longidudes. Prefer ham or bacon? Ham? Ham it is. What is her favorite coffee creamer? You know, they got all these flavors out there. Huh? You said plain? Anybody else want to take a stab at it? Plain. It is. Coffee made original. Now, I told you that I wanted to spice it up a little bit with some questions of my own. So having said that, we're going to do 2 truths and a lie. Okay? So I'm going to name 3 things, and you tell me which one is the lie. Okay? And wait till I mention all 3. Dale has been singing since age 6 years old. Okay, that's 1. She is the 3rd oldest of 6 siblings. Dale's best friend is Donald. Now, take some time to think about it. This is a difficult one. All right? So, which one is the untruth? The last one is debatable. Okay? It's debatable. Okay, the next one.
She missed the whole question.
Yo, Dale's best friend is Donald. All right. So the next one. Dale works security in the state of Texas. Okay? Dale works security in the state of Texas. Dale has navigated the waters of the Atlantic Ocean in a speedboat. Dale is a granddaughter of an opera singer. Another tough one. This is another tough one. Okay. Huh? Which one? The number 2 is not true. Dale works security in the state of Texas. The lie here, Dale is not the granddaughter of an opera singer. Lastly, Dale has been a Chicago Bears fan for several years.
What? Oh, wow.
Dale is a graduate of Parkland Elementary School. Dale is a huge Michigan State fan. Which one? No? So which one is it? Huh? She's not green and white?
Yeah.
Good answer. So having said that, it's obvious that you know him. Now, in terms of Dale's career, we have a document at every table that talks about her 37 years of nursing. And I'm just going to read through this. And after I read through this, we're going to ask some individuals to come up who knows her in her professional capacity. Okay? So, cheers to 37 years. If I could just add give it to a minimum as we go through this. Cheers to 37 years. Dale's career as a neonatal intensive care unit nurse began in May 1986 when she graduated from Hurley Medical Center Nursing School in Flint. And 2 weeks later, started her 13 years of employment with Hurley Hospital. While at Hurley, Dale was a preceptor, a PICC line nurse, a charge nurse. She also became skilled in the procedure of intubation and received awards for both Nurse of the Month and Year. Later, she transferred to St. John Medical Center in Detroit for 2 years, and then Providence Hospital in Southfield for 10 years. In 2010, Dale secured employment with St. Joseph Hospital in Ann Arbor, where she remained for 12 and a half years until her official retirement on May 4, 2023. Throughout Dale's career, her primary passion and focus was to take care of her babies, for which she was affectionately called the baby whisperer. Awesome. So having said that, and that's a round of applause. So while we're going to open it up for comments and sharing, I'm going to open it first to some of Dale's co-workers, starting with individuals that started their careers at Hurley Hospital. We have Corinne, Kathy, Tanya, and the Hurley girls. So if you guys would come up and have some words for Dale, I'm sure she will appreciate it.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kathy Green. I'm Dale's best friend of 37 years. Like Donald Finley, you are not her best friend.
Debatable.
Dale and I met in orientation at Hurley in May of 1986. As you can imagine, hospital orientation was incredibly boring. There were 8 of us. Stay here, Dale. Don't leave. There were 8 of us, and I was known to drift off whenever I would get bored. And Dale and Tanya, who's the other girl from labor? Your friend, Mary. We used to talk about the white girl who slept all the time. That was me. That was me. So over the years, Dale was always an incredible nurse, and she was quiet. And there were times she was taken advantage of because she was quiet. But the one thing that Dale taught me throughout our career was holy boldness. And the people where I work now don't appreciate it. But basically, if it was the truth, it could be said, and there was a way to say it. And Dale taught me how to do that, and she did a very good job. Dale always had a very good witness, and I remember a night when a physician cussed her out and hung up on her, and it took Dale, I don't know, maybe a week to catch up with him. And she told him, I don't talk to you like that, you don't talk to me like that. And I don't think he ever did again. He was so caught off guard, but Dale's witness was that, and he always treated Dale with respect. Maybe not the rest of us. He treated Dale with respect. Dale and I were known for sneaking out in the middle of the night to go get food. Had a few interesting encounters at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You flip, nobody knew where we were. I won't bore you with those stories, but Dale she is an incredible nurse. She's an incredible person. She's been an incredible witness, and I've seen her through a wedding, a funeral, and now I'm so happy to see you through retirement. So you folks at Lighthouse are lucky to have her full time, and love you, my friend. Let's spare Catherine, she's gonna talk.
No, not like Kathy. Kathy told an amazing story, but I will have to say that I've always respected Dale. She's one of the best nurses that we've ever had at Early. If you ever needed an IV, she was the one that you went to. She and Christy Giovanni, got to qualify that, but Dale was nights and Chris was days, but anytime you needed anything for your children, she was there. And Kathy, everything that Kathy said, I second that, because she was very quiet, but you knew that she had your back and she would take care of those kids, and if you needed anything, she was there for you. And I agree with Kathy. Congratulations on your retirement. I wish you all the best. Someday it'll be me, but not yet.
My name is Corinne. I met Dale when she, Tanya and Mary came to Hurley as student nurses. And we black folks said, we have never seen 3 blacks come in at the same time. So starting that day, we began to pray for them. Don't let them mess up, please, Lord. But they were outstanding students. As you know, I don't know if you know Tanya and Mary, but you know Dale, and they are the same. Wonderful, wonderful young ladies. And I don't know, the Lord made Dale and I friends. I don't know how otherwise, because I'm so much older. I'm older than my mother, but we are very, very good friends. I love her. Pardon? Well, I'm 89 and a half. But the Lord gave me her as a friend, and I thank him daily for that, because she is an incredible human being. Thank you.
Amen.
My name is Monica. I came into Hurley in '89. Dale had been there a few years. What the other ones didn't mention is Dale is a fantastic teacher. When I started there, you know, when you graduate from nursing school, you think you know everything. When you walk into NICU, you know nothing. Dale was always there. Ask her a question, she would either show you, answer you, whatever. She was great. Congratulations, Dale.
My name is Beth. I started at Hurley in '78. I was 16. Okay. I don't know if Dale remembers this, but I will be indebted to her for the rest of my life. My mom, too, was a nurse and worked at Hurley. My mom went through a rough time after retirement, and she would call me just before the end of shift and say, I need to see you. And Dale would go with me to my mother's and pray for her at my mom's bedside. And I will never, never forget that, because she helped to uplift my mom and get out of her depression. And I just thank you, Dale. As far as retirement, whatever comes to mind, do it. Just do it. And do it while you're able to move and do it. I also remember a beautiful, beautiful wedding and a very handsome man. Thank you. I'm sorry. Anyways, congratulations on retirement. And I'm so glad that I've known you all these years.
I have notes. I'm Tanya, and first of all, I want to thank Deborah for giving me the information and for allowing us on the program today. When she, said, would you say something about Dale? Two words were placed on my heart, and that is seasons and ordered. The Bible says, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven. So Dale and I grew up in the same neighborhood. We went to the same high school, and I didn't know Dale. We didn't know each other. I graduated with Donald, and I didn't know Dale until we went to nursing school. So season 1, Hurley Medical Center School of Nursing. And as was mentioned, there were 3 of us, African American student nurses. And one of our instructors coined us, or she called us a symphony of color, I'm gonna say. She said symphony in fact, that's what she said. But it was a term of endearment, because when you saw one of us, you saw all 3 of us. And Mary couldn't be here today, but she does send her love. So at graduation from nursing school is when I think that I came aware of Dale's musical abilities. She put together a group, you remember that? A group, and we sung at our graduation, and we sung The Greatest Love of All, and it turned out really good, and Dale orchestrated that. So season 2, huh? Oh, Dale can sing it. So season 2, and these are just some seasons of friendship with Dale, my friend. We got a job in NICU. That was my first real job. So the challenging thing was that soon after we started at Hurley, the nurses went on strike. Well, we were scrubs, we were crumbs, we were dispensable, and we knew it. And so Dale was like, I'm going to work. And I'm like, well, I'm going to work too. So her leadership, she inspired me, you just have to do what you have to do. And I thank God for Mrs. Dunlap, because many a days she drove us to work in the strike when the environment was hostile. Mrs. Dunlap, thank you. You helped us keep our job. So season 3, and this is just real brief, I'm almost done. Dale, a childbirth coach. She just is a jack of all trades. When I was pregnant, and then I needed somebody with me, and I asked Dale, would she be my coach? And she said yes, and then she probably regretted it. Because then it came time for that baby to be born, and those pains came. But they gave me pain medication, and I think it was like a transference of pain, not that she felt the pain, but she was watching the monitor, and then she looked at me, and she watched the monitor, and she looked at me, and I was asleep. And Dad was like, I don't know how she, whatever. But anyway, she was right there with me through the classes, through the labor, and she was my son's godmother. And I just thank her for always being there and just for being that type of friend. So, as I close, I'm so sorry. It's not the final season. It's to be continued. Again, as I reflect on Dale and our friendship, those two words came to mind, seasons and order. And when I look back and think about Dale and our friendship, her steps have always been ordered by God. The Bible says the steps of a good man, woman, are ordered by God, and he delights in that way. She never veered from her path that God had her on. She never wavered. She was steadfast and committed to complete whatever the task was that God had you, whatever that assignment was. She was focused and she was steadfast to get that done. She was an inspiration in that respect. And as it was mentioned already, all of her wonderful attributes, she was an inspiration, a good teacher, and a solid rock, a prayer partner, and I am just so honored that you have touched my life. I'm glad to be here today. Congratulations on 37 years as a neonatal nurse, and I am looking forward to whatever God has planned for you next.
So feel free to come up and share those things. So Gail will have a keepsake. This is being video. She'd have a keepsake of all the things that's being shared about her. So again, the floor is yours. Feel free to come up. Janet, go ahead.
I am Janet. I'm Dale's first cousin. I also am a nurse. We graduated the same year. I'm not retiring. I have to work tomorrow. But Dale and I, our families lived together briefly when we were little kids. And I have so many memories of Dale. I'll just tell you a couple. I remember we had a whole bunch of little puppies, and Dale was a little girl, and she was so afraid of those puppies. I don't know why. The puppies were so cute, and they would just lick you, and they would knock Dale down, and Dale would scream and cry and holler, and they would just lick her and all over her and everything. I don't know why I remember that. But another thing, Dale always loved bubble gum. Always loved bubble gum. And when our parents would come back from the store, Dale was still a little girl, couldn't really say all of her words perfectly, and she would say, "You buy me Bubba? You buy me Bubba?" Sorry, Dale, I had to say it. So anyway, like I said, I didn't work alongside Dale, but we've been nurses the same amount of time. I remember studying when we were in nursing school. I remember graduating. We were so glad that we graduated. And then just through the years, I remember Dale took me to her place of work, and I work with adults. and the little stethoscopes and ambu bags, they were so tiny. They looked smaller than doll stuff. I just couldn't believe it. So anyway, we both have had a long, fruitful career. I'm very proud of you, Dale. Congratulations, and hopefully I'm gonna be right.
I'm Dale's baby sister, Deborah, and I have just real short. You know, she's not just considered the baby whisperer. She's like the dog whisperer. She is the lawn whisperer. She is just, like someone said, a jack of all trades. I have never seen anybody that just could do everything. Gosh. But anyway, I just have a quick story. When I was living in New Jersey, we had my daughter, Ennis, who's at the back door. Hi, Ennis. And when I was pregnant, I ended up having to have a C-section. It just was a very rough labor. I ended up getting sick afterwards and had to go back in the hospital. And I couldn't breastfeed for a while because I had, antibiotics. But Dale was there. And I just remember her taking Ennis and just taking care of her. I had no worries at all. You know, she would wrap Ennis up. I guess they call it a swaddle. Oh, and all I could see was Ennis's little head. And it was just so cute, but I just, she just made me feel at ease. And even though I was going through, that emotional stuff with being separated from your child, and Dale was right there. And I just thank her for that. I thank her just for taking care of my baby when I couldn't at that time. So I love you, Dale, and congratulations.
Hello, I am Dale's bigger sister, older sister, and her favorite sister. Let's get that straight right now. Okay, we're telling baby story, I'm gonna tell my baby story. I was pregnant with that one, and I was living in Canada with my husband at the time. I went into labor, but I started having contractions really bad. And my husband at the time said, do you want to stop in Detroit? I said, no, you get me to Flint. Because my sister is going to be there and I'm not having my baby anywhere else. So I went to Flint and went by my mother's house and then went to the hospital. And actually Dale helped deliver Ruby. She gave her her first bath. She did everything for her, and then she brought her over to me. But that was a special moment. The downside of that was my sister was supposed to videotape the whole experience so we could look at it later, but my sister forgot to hit the record button. So, but she has always been there for all of us. She prayed for us when we wasn't praying for ourselves, and we appreciate her. Because of her, I think we found our way back to where we needed to be. She has been a stern, like when she comes to each of us, it's just not me. I have to ask her, so, okay, are you coming as my sister or are you coming as my pastor? I need to know which one right now. She'll tell you. And so she doesn't bite her tongue when she has something to tell me, and I do appreciate that. Love her. I'm a nurse now. I'm come to late to the game, though. So, and I don't treat babies. Anybody can take care of babies. We take care of adults. But adults. So I just love her. Proud to be her sister. Anything she needs, I got her back. Like I always tell my daughter, I'll kill a brick for you. Love you. Who gonna sing? Not me. You got the wrong sister. I'm Dale's sister from another mother and father. But I was like, this is her retirement as a nurse. What can I think? I was trying to think. And she goes across the spectrum. I already had grown, well, they weren't grown, but they were children, so she didn't have to participate in their birth or help me in any way. But I had a dog, a schnauzer. And Janet had mentioned that she was afraid of dogs. Now she loves dogs.
But I didn't know at the time that schnauzers have a predisposition for diabetes. So our dog developed diabetes, and my daughters love the dog because the dog helped them through a difficult situation of transition. They just love the dog. So the dog his health started to fail. And I found out when we took him to the vet that he was diabetic. And I'm like, oh my goodness, couldn't put him down. It was costing me thousands. I said, okay, this got to end. But anyway, when we first started, we learned about it. I couldn't give him a shot. Nobody wanted him to give him a shot. So who did I take him to? The Whisperer. And so I took him to the Whisperer, and I said, okay, Dale. And first she was like, And I was like, come on, Dale, we don't know how to do it. They don't have pills yet. Anyway, took Skipper over there, and sure enough.
I made a house call.
Oh, you made a house call. Correction. That's even better. She made a house call. And that just shows how her heart is. And she crosses the spectrum. And, I just appreciate her. And I could say so much more about her. And I know this is about her nursing career. So I'll just leave it to that area. But to be a nurse, you have to have a special heart, a compassion. And I don't want to disagree with Rosalind, but one day, because she'll come over here and she'll knock me down. But anyway, Dale brought home a diaper. And I was back there and I told Deborah, I said, Deborah, we should have had that diaper. You don't even have a concept, I know I didn't, of how little. How can you even do anything with something that little? And I wish I could, because it was about little. And I was like, damn. But it just brings you to recognize, the skill set, the love, the necessity. And, again, Dale, just appreciate you. I'm trying to keep it in the realm of your compassion of being a nurse, but, she's just a wonderful woman, which everyone has already spoken about. Thank you, Dale.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I want to follow up on the Hurley girls because I'm a St. Joe's girl. Yeah. So I worked with Dale the whole time she's been there. I've been there a long time. And we worked nights together, not often enough, because I was part-time, she's part-time. But whenever I came in and saw Dale was there, even though we all didn't work in the same room, I just love seeing her. Her kindness, her calmness, she still can start an IVN better than anyone. So she started out that way, and now, in some of our hotshot nurses, I don't think they can make it today, but the ones that are full-time, they take care of the tiny babies. I do more special care type babies because I was part-time when we became an NICU, so I can't do what Dale does, and they always ask for Dale. And the ones that work full-time and can't get an IV, they'll say, where's Dale? So she still has that skill set for sure, and just her honesty, integrity, and just, like you said, everyone said, all around wonderful person. I'm so happy to be here and to meet all of her church goers, her people that she ministers to, and her mom, and everyone. So thank you, Dale. I hope we still can keep in touch. I'm going to come to Redford every once in a while. All right. Thanks a lot.
No stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no.
I was really trying to get the words to the theme song I was coming up on. Wow. I've known Dale, Pastor Dale, for a long time. I was sharing with the folks that I'm sitting with that at this age, you just try to do the math instead of trying to remember the years. So I think I first met you when you were singing, and Pastor Yoakley was the pastor of Sumter Church of God. So when I was probably 19, and now I'm 65. So there you go. But during that time, I had a span in my life about 18 years when I served our national association as a camp director. In the last 5 years of that tenure, I was the director of the camp. And during that time, not maybe the whole 5 years, and I don't know if it was 2 years or 3 years or 1 year, but I know that there was a year when Dale and Jan were our camp nurses. The beauty of working with youth is that you never remember the folks who didn't give you any problems. So in this room are a couple of folk who were campers. I really don't remember you as a camper because you didn't make any problems. The people you remember are the ones in trouble. And I'm saying that to say this. I have to work at remembering Dale as a nurse because she did that excellent of a job at our camp to just handle whatever the needs were for kids at youth camp. And typically our nurses will handle kids who have to have medications for breathing and things like that. And it's just, what an honor. I've had the honor of being able to speak here at the church, and you know how we kind of typically do. We try to get some anecdote to say something, some story, and I realized I could not create any kind of story about Dale because I've known her to be a woman of virtue, a woman of standard, a woman of high quality, and wow, what a testimony. We don't remember that person, but that's the person we should never forget. So congratulations to you, Dale.
My wife and I, Karen Perry, we met Dale, probably 5 years ago. We lived down the street and we came to a meeting. We met some other folks and we came to a meeting. And in those years, and right now, I and my wife have never met a woman or a person that is more God-centered than Pastor Dale. And I thank her so much. I have a daughter, we have a daughter in Cleveland that lost her husband a bit ago. And Pastor Dale, long distance, has been truly the words of Jesus and God to her. Thank you.
I'm Sharia. I am the new kid on the block. Most of you guys have known her forever, and I've only known her for like 2 months. So I don't know what made me go into the church. I just walked in. I don't know. And it's just, I don't know. She's got like this comforting spirit. I am a total introvert, and I'm ridiculously quiet, but I share so much. I just keep talking, and I don't even know why. And I have to shut myself up, and I'm like, why? But you're just so easy to talk to, and I'm thankful for that. That's it.
Y'all trying to egg me on. I see you back there. No, they're trying to make me be ridiculous. My name is Mark Staten, and I have known Pastor Dale for quite some time. She has watched me grow, and she's been a part of that growth process. And so I am truly grateful. When I think about, as people have said, the integrity that she has, and being just truly a woman of God, a woman of faith, a woman of great character, it's really the consistency of all of that. I think that is a part of what you were alluding to, is that it's so consistent. And oftentimes, I don't know about if you've ever heard of certain people that are a certain way around certain other people, and then they're different around other people. Almost as if they kind of put different masks on depending upon who they're around. You know, you may have a church mask, and then you get home and people at home don't recognize you because you don't act like that at church. But we have a lot of different masks that we wear sometimes depending on who we're around. But I think it's awesome because I think the same person that you experience at Hurley is the same person that you experience at St. John, which is the same person that many of us have seemed to experience all of her life, is that same consistency. And she brings that same consistency into ministry. And so I am so grateful and so proud that I was not able just to know her, but also glean so much wisdom from her as her assistant pastor here at Lighthouse. She just kind of adopted me and helped sow into me so much, and not just myself, right? Because as the consistent person that she is, there was something that she would do. My daughter is 9 now, and we were here a few years ago, and it was in this room where I watched her exchange shoes with my then 6-year-old daughter, probably even younger than that. And it's that joy and that love and that compassion and that caring that she isn't just loving on the babies. She isn't just consistent in loving on the babies. She's consistent in loving on those who are grieving. She's consistent in loving and those who are going through a troubled time. And she's consistent in just loving on people, period. And I think that's a part of why we're all here today, is because we're here to celebrate someone who has been consistent and who has shown so much love to so many people and been consistent in so many of those areas. So Pastor Dale, we celebrate you. We thank you for all that you have done. I thank you for all that you have done for my family, and we continue to pray with you and for you to see what God is going to do in this next season of life, in this next chapter of life. So we love you, we thank you, and God bless.
I just had to get up and say, Dale, I'm her first cousin. And I was looking around, I have some powerful female cousins in the room. But Dale, I just remember, Dale is, I think, 4 years older than I am. And I remember, my brother is here, Cedric, and I remember just begging Mom, please take us over to Aunt Lucille's house. Please. We just wanted to play with Dale and Donald and Robin and Rosalind and Deborah. And so that was the start at the beginning. But I've watched Dale, and I just want to say, I'm so proud of you. I just really am. Dale was in the room. I think, were you there for both Alexandria and? I was in labor, I think, 36 hours. And Alexandria just wouldn't come out. And I don't even remember where Dale came in the picture. I felt oh. It was not a joke, but when Dale came in, there was just a spirit of peace and comfort. And I remember that, and I thank you for that. But I'm just so proud of you. I'm looking at all the people, and she really is a strong, powerful person, but also a loving at heart, a gentle spirit. And that's what I remember. Love you, Dale.
Okay. Before I say anything at all, I'm going to ask Dale if you do me one favor. I'm going to bring the mic over to you. Please say my name.
Arrivederci, 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 arrivederci.
She is the only person in these United States of America that can call my name. That says a lot about a person. And before I forget, I should introduce myself as Dale's very best brother-in-law. No other. But I stand before you today as a much better person because of her. And I say that simply because I've had to learn some truths about myself and what God's expectations are for me. So no matter how I saw things in the past and how I thought, it's totally inconsequential. But having her in my corner as a really, really good person that speaks the truth, sometimes we don't like to hear it because of whatever experiences we've all had in life. We believe that we know it. Sometimes we even think that we know it all. But when you sit and you have conversation with her, the truth becomes absolutely clear. And you just can't put it any other way. You just can't say, because she makes it real to you. So I often say this, and she'll probably laugh. It's all about eternity. Seriously, that's the reality of it all. No matter what path in life you've walked, no matter what your status is, no matter how many zeros you might have to your name, doesn't mean a thing. If you don't understand that you will return to where you came from. It's good to have that understanding, having a pastor like that right beside you. Because you know what? She will always keep it real. And if you're a member of Lighthouse, if you're a member of Dale's family in whatever capacity, consider yourself blessed to be a part of this celebration today. Because she has given her time to the world, she has given her time especially to children. Can you imagine the stuff that she's had to see over the years? It will blow your mind. So, thank you, my sister. Thank you. My pastor. Because you've always been there for my family, always been there. And I'm so grateful that no matter what happens to me or Deborah in life, we can be rest assured that her Aunt Dale, Ennis, will always have her Aunt Dale and her other sisters too, and brothers. But the love that comes from her demonstrated each and every day, I don't have to tell you all because you've all experienced it. So congratulations and God bless you.
Let the music go.
Thank you. I just want to say a few words about the young, wonderful lady that everybody is saying so many good things about. I have 2 children here today, and when they were little, as my daughter said, Dale is 4 years older than her, which means she's 5 years older than my son. So I would go over there because Lucille and I have always lived in the same city of Flint. And I would go over there to get some comfort from her because I had broken up with my husband. And I needed her to comfort me.
And Dale has always been a good teacher. So she would be out there in the yard teaching my children, telling them that they should eat this because it was good for them. And what she was giving them was some grass. And they ate it and loved it. But she is a wonderful niece.
No, I'm her niece. But I remember when I was young, they would always ask me in school, like, what do you want to be? And for some reason, I just knew I was going to be a doctor. But I would say, you know, I want to be a neonatologist. And at the time, I didn't know what that was. But I knew that my aunt was a neonatal nurse. So if I was going to be a doctor, that meant I had to be a neonatologist. I've since changed my mind because you couldn't pay me to work with some other people's kids. But I feel like that's something that you have to be blessed by God to be able to do. And I know Aunt Dale's blessed by God. That's what he gave her, one of those blessings. He did not bless me with that. So I don't want to go there. But I know her as an aunt, not really a nurse. But I know that with me, she was always very tender, very caring. Somebody said she was a great teacher. Yes, she was a very great teacher. So I can only imagine how she was as a nurse. And I would also like to say to you, Annabelle, that your teaching is not over because I need to learn how to draw blood. And I will be looking at you and your veins to help me. So, yes, more nursing to come. All right. But I'm very happy that you're retired and now you get to spend your time the way that you want to. And it's well deserved.
I am a member of Lighthouse. My name is Sonora, and I don't know how long I've been going there because it feels like forever. But I just wanted to say that Pastor she's Dale in Life Group. She's Pastor Dale at church. She is an awesome person, and she has a great heart. She is so compassionate with the members of the church. I mean, I can go to her with anything. She's always there for me. She can counsel me. She can be honest with me, brutally honest with me, and tell me what I need to do. I respect what she has to say. Her family is like my family. I've never met a family that just makes you feel so at home, you know, like you're a part of their family. So I just want to say congratulations on your retirement. I love you to death. But I want to tell you one story. Now, I know she's good with the kids, but we went on a trip with Life Group to Holland. And I said, I wanted to put her nursing skills to the test. I said, I'm going to go jump out in the water, the lake. I can't swim. Will you save me? No. No. She wanted to come out there again. She told me no. But I couldn't swim. See what I'm saying? I don't know. She's good with the kids, but I don't trust her with the adults. But she told me she wasn't coming out there to get me. So I didn't jump. I said I won't take my chances. But thank you, Pastor Dale. We love you.
So, Pastor Dale is my pastor. Okay. When I moved back to Michigan in 2000. And so I knew I was coming back, and I knew, my parents. 2020. And my parents attended the church, and every time I would come, I would come visit. But I knew in my mind, when I came back home, I'm gonna go find my own church. I'm going somewhere else, and I'm gonna do it. So I started coming to church. Then I kept coming. So it was Pastor Dale. I didn't want to go anywhere else, even though in my mind I said I was going somewhere else and I wasn't coming here. I wasn't gonna go to the same church. I just knew, and that was my plan before I even left Alabama. But I love my pastor. I'm willing to do anything that she asks of me. She is just amazing. I couldn't ask for a better pastor. And it's just a feeling that you just can't explain. When you have a pastor that, goes above and beyond for people, and you can see it. And sometimes you don't have to hear it, you can see it in everything she does. Sometimes it's better to see what people do and not hear what they do, or hear them say what they're gonna do. So she's a great example, and I am honored to be a member of her church and her flock.
Hello everyone, I am Dale's baby brother. So, I had the benefit of seeing her in every avenue, as far as her taking me to take your kid to work day, her disciplining me as a kid. So no, Dale's played many roles. Like, she helped my parents pretty much raise me. She's been another mother. Motivation, as far as work ethic, you showed me what true work is. I'm just glad you took my advice, on when you're retiring, Dale. That, hey, you've done enough. You've done a lot in your life. I just wish Rosalind would take my advice next. But anyway, that's a different topic. Appreciate you, Dale. You deserve it. You've been here for everyone in one way or another, whether it's a pastor. You've been very instrumental as far as giving guidance, not pushing people in a certain direction, but advising people of your feelings, your beliefs, and just keeping me on the good track. So appreciate you, and everyone else here appreciates you.
Hello, everyone. I am Bobby McAfee, and Pastor Dale is my friend. And I want to say, Pastor Dale, she is just, I can't even explain her. She is just an awesome lady. She is a great pastor, and I want to say, when she became pastor of this church, I came to this church, and I've been with this church for 7 years. And that's how I can keep up with the time I've been here. But I want to say, I love Pastor Dale. My family love her. Even I'm from Alabama. I know the people in Alabama know her. Because I talk about her all the time. To my friends, to my family, I just say, you all need to be up here. I think the church will be full of my people because of her personality, because of who she is. And I, want to say, even at my house, with my husband, with my daughter, I'm going to tell Pastor Dale and y'all. Because you're not doing right. And I just have to threaten them. I said, now you just keep messing with me. I'm going to call her, and I'm going to go to her house, and I'm going to tell her how you all are acting. Am I right, Lisa? And I want to say, congratulations, Pastor Dale. I love you. You keep doing the work that you are doing. And I know God has something very special for you. And I just want to thank you for letting me be a member at White House.
Hi, everyone. It is interesting. We came here. I'm Jessica, and I'm a member at White House. That is going to get me in trouble tomorrow. I am the wife of Mark Staten, and Pastor Dale is our pastor. We came here 7 years ago tomorrow. I was very adamant about seeking out wise counsel and women in ministry who had the balance but further. And I found that in Pastor Dale.
I remember going to her, and she tells me to this day, some random lady came up to me. Do you remember when you came up to me? Yes, I remember Pastor Dale, because I was watching her at 8360 event. And I wanted to tell her how inspirational she had been to my life and in ministry. I did not know that God would be leading us here under you. But I will say that it has been a blessing. There's so much that I learned. So many times that I learned to be still. So many times that I learned to sit down. And I learned how to quietly lead in ministry by being submissive. I appreciate that, Pastor Dale. Whenever I went somewhere, because I think that it's important to let your pastor know if you go and preach or teach or share anywhere else, I would text Pastor Dale and let her know, like, this is where I'm going and this is what I'm doing. And she would always reply, go preach the word, woman of God. And I appreciate that you validating me, validating the call to ministry, and loving on us like your own. Minister Bobby, I'm going to have to take some notes out of your book and use Pastor Dale in my household as well. Because I think some things will change. If I say, I'm going to tell Pastor Dale, I love you, Pastor Dale. I'm thankful for your ministry. I'm thankful for your gift to the world and your gift to the kingdom. Be blessed and go continue changing the world one day at a time and loving on people like you always have. Thank you.
I know earlier I had some conversation with some folks, and I said that if they didn't volunteer, I would call them out. But I've noticed that they assure themselves not to make eye contact with me. So that's fine. So again, if we don't have anybody else to come and share, what I'd like to do is turn it over to my sister, my best friend, Dale, and have some words. And I look forward to every Monday we have a standing luncheon as best friends do. And so we share, and we have conversations, we share things that best friends talk. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to Monday as well. But the floor is yours.
That used to be our skating song. Oh yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. You know how your heart is just overflowing? You know, it's just bursting out. That's where I am today. I look around the room and I see memories on every side. I could start at the back with my beautiful mother. She's beautiful to me, not just in appearance, but a beautiful heart.
And she has always been my biggest fan, my biggest encourager. I look at that same table and I see her remaining siblings. Her brother, who is 94 years old, sitting there. Yeah. Her sister, who's 90, who's sitting there. Her baby sister, who's 82, who's sitting there. And my mama's 85. I can remember when they were retiring. Then I look at, I have all of my siblings here today. My 3 brothers. Would y'all wave your hands, my 3 brothers? There they go. That's my 3 brothers. My 2 sisters. One is there, one is there. I mean, I got a bonus sister in here somewhere. My bonus sister is here. And I tell you that one thing my has always encouraged us over the years is stay together. Be there for each other. And this day would not have been this day had we not listened to our mother. Because it was said earlier, but some of you might not have been here, but up until about 2:40, 2:45 today, we were still planning to meet over in Turner Park. And when the rain just continued, it was like, okay, guys, we got to make a transition. And everybody shifted. And we had to bring all the food, all the decorations, had to set up the tables, everything. And we got it done. And I say we got it done because we did it together. And I'm grateful for that. I look at my extended family. I have a lot of them here, cousins. And I'm grateful to them. My cousin that left, Janet was my first best friend. We grew up more as sisters than we did as cousins. And it's been great for her brother Chuck. Is gone, I think. Chuck is another brother for us. Aubrey and Cedric, who are here, or Aubrey left, but Aubrey and Cedric, they were our little sister and brother. And they have another sister, she's out in Georgia. We were raised more like sisters and brothers. And I thank God for that. Then I look over here at this table, not excluding you two, but I'll get to you, but these are my Hurley girlies. And the memories we have shared together. Like Tanya said, we started off in nursing school together. And I know she said some of this, but you have to know the School of Nursing at Hurley, which when we started, there had never been 3 black students in one class. That's how they were. But we stuck it out. And that lady she was talking about was Miss Clements. She was a kind woman, and she would always encourage us, keep going. My friend Corinne, who was a nurse at the time in the nursery, and we didn't even know she was praying for us, but she would always, once we graduated, we got to know who she was. She always told us, I remember you guys. Y'all didn't know me, but I remember you guys. And my friends here, over the years, we have been through much. I tell the young nurses, or before I retired, I would tell them, y'all don't know what it means to work. Y'all need to go up to Flint to Hurley. You'll find out what it means to work, because we would get off, and we work nights. This was the night shift over here. We would get off the elevator, and the time clock was right at the elevator. And you go to punch in, and they would say, you put on your roller skates, but who's rolling tonight? Or you get in the unit, and you find out that the supervisor had already called the cafeteria and told them to set up trays, because nobody's getting a break tonight. And our unit would hold like 50 babies. And some nights we'd have 24, 25 ventilators running. And back in that day, things were different. They got a lot of technology they didn't have back then. We've had babies that were so sick. I remember one night, Dr. Alamay was on duty. We had a baby that had beta strep. You may not know what that is, but we had to bag that baby, bamboo bags, because the vent wasn't working the way she wanted it. And we bagged for well over an hour. We're talking about some tough stuff. Going out on transports, and today they got it good, because today you go out on transport, the doctor goes with you. When we would go on transport, we have to go to, sometimes I've been to Bay City, we go to Owasso, we go to the Pier, and we go out to some of these hospitals because they're outlying hospitals. You would never know what was waiting for you when you got there. The doctor would say, okay, if it's this, you do this. If it's this, you do this. handle it because they didn't go with us. Sometimes it would take 2 nurses, and it would be difficult. I went to the pier one night, me and Mary, that moved away, that was taken, Mary Hicks, and they were going to be twins. We didn't know what was going to happen. You talking about somebody praying from the time we left the hospital to the time we got there and all the way back to make it back. One night I went, the baby hadn't been born yet. Dr. Alamé said to me, be ready because you may have to intubate. We didn't know what we were going to have to do, but God's grace was good. But I knew this when I went to work at night. If the Hurley girls were working, we were going to be all right. Because we were telling them they can't kill me in 8 or 12 hours. We're going to do this thing together. We learned how to work together. We got the work done. But many memories, tears, laughter, all kinds of stuff. I tell stories today about my Hurley girls. Nobody like them, and I appreciate you guys. I just love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Mary Beth and I work St. Joe. I love to work with Mary Beth. We have some of the best conversations. And because we were older, the young folk didn't know. Again, they didn't understand. But when we would work together, we'd have some great nights. And I appreciate you, Mary Beth. I thank you so much for coming. It was such a joy to get your text and tell me you were coming, and then to see you drive up today. It was a blessing. You tell them what they missed. This table right here, these 5 folk represent 3 of my neighbors. 2 across the street, 3 across the street, and these 2 a couple of doors down. I couldn't ask for better neighbors. I thank God for them all the time. Yeah. They don't know it, but I pray for them regularly. I do. I ask God to take care of them. Yes, we've talked about that. But I thank God for them because I was sharing with somebody even today about neighbors that aren't so nice. But I told them, not me. I've been blessed with great neighbors, and I appreciate it. I thank God for that. You know, when Greg passed away, it was like life's different for me now. And so I do a lot of things myself. But I have neighbors that have extended themselves to me, have said to me, anything you need, you let me know. Doug, when Greg died, Doug said, here's my number. When you go to work at night, if your mother needs anything, you tell her to call me. And she knows that. And they look out for us. And I so much appreciate all of you. I've always tried to be a good neighbor because I like having good neighbors. And so I just pray that I've been a good neighbor to you like you've been to me. And I appreciate that. I do. Some of you have, like the Statons who were here. They're like my children in the gospel. And I appreciate them. They're up in Flint now. They went to the church that I came from. So I told them when I was up there, we made a trade now, okay? So don't y'all bother me no more. But I appreciate Mark and Jessica and Mark Andrew and my little buddy, Maddie. God has been a blessing to me through them. And I thank God for you. I really do. I look out and I see so many of the Lighthouse members here, and I appreciate you guys. You don't know what a joy it is for me as pastor to know that, you know, I have a congregation who not only loves me, but they pray for me, they look out for me, they encourage me. And I just thank God for that. Because, you know, I know some pastors that they don't have that. They can't boast about that. And I thank God for that on a regular basis. My nieces and nephews, I only have one nephew here today, but my nieces and my nephew, they're a joy to me. I remember when every one of them came into the world. The ones that I wasn't privy to be there when they were born, I have watched them grow up, and they're growing up too fast. I keep telling them that they're making me too old. But I thank God for them. I don't want to miss anybody. That's, you know, when you start talking, oh, I know who it is. These 2 right here, Karen and Larry. Like I said, Larry said it. They live just right down here on 6 Mile in that big yellow farmhouse that's down the hill. It's been a joy to have them as part of our church. I have appreciated, you know, when you are, I'm 61 now, but when you have people who come, and Brother Larry, I believe, is 87, 88 now. And when people come and they submit to you when you are young enough to be their child, that's a blessing. And I don't take that for granted. I don't. And I love them and I appreciate them. I appreciate their daughter Jill in Cleveland. Again, there's so much more I could say. If I didn't call your name, please don't hold it against me. I'm 61 now, okay? And I don't have all the time that I would love to have to be able to sit and talk to you, but I hope that I have shared with you personally or on some level to let you know how much you mean to me, how much I appreciate you. Just when I look out and I see all these folks sitting up here in this warm environment, I'll just say it like that, just to know that you took out your part of your Saturday to come. It means more to me than I can even express to you today. I will never forget this moment. I never will. I've wanted to retire for quite some time because for the last 7 years I've been a bivocational pastor. That's been very trying at times, but I've let my congregation know how much I appreciate them when I have worked 12 hours on a Saturday night and come home and taken a 30-minute nap and get up and come over and preach and teach. So I appreciate their patience and all that good. And now, as I told them back in May, I'm retired, and they celebrate. I said, but y'all do know that means we got work to do, right? We have much more to do. And I thank God for giving me the opportunity to retire in good health, to retire in good standing, and to be able to go on and do now what my call is. My job, it was a ministry, yes, but I have a call on my life. And that's what I have to pursue at this time in my life. And I thank God for that, and I thank Him for all of you today. I appreciate you. I love you. I do want to say this. It's not dark yet. The rain has stopped. For anybody who was planning to come to the park is open. There is plenty of food left, I do believe, right? Plenty of food. They got it back there. Please don't make us have to try to figure out how to put it up and take care of it, okay? I see your hand in, Jordan. There is cake, all kind of goodies. In Lighthouse, if you don't get it today, it'll be back tomorrow. We'll be having potluck, so just know that, again, God bless all of you, and thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. Well, the biker chips, oh yes, I forgot the biker chips. Well, let me see here. There are some of us here. Okay, biker chicks, stand up, y'all. Stand up, biker chicks, wave your hand. Go on. These are 4 of the 5 biker chicks. The biker chicks is a group of mature women who ride bikes. And we do. Some of us really ride. Some of us talk about riding.
My name is Cutter.
Yeah, that's Cutter. Cruise control. You ride, that's ride or die. And I'm Preacher. Okay? And we're missing Roadrunner, I think. That's Roadrunner. That's Janet. That's Roadrunner. She left. So that's our group. All right.
Who have enjoyed themselves this evening? From the time that we started this open mic session, the individuals that have come up and have shared, I had the opportunity to stand to the side there. And as you hear what's being shared, what's being told about them, how can you not become inspired and excited about the fact that you are associated with her in some capacity? Isn't that exciting? Yeah. That is wonderful. And again, I appreciate the family. Everybody who has come out, because this wasn't just one day of celebration for them. This has been recorded. So years from now, we'll have an opportunity to have a playback. We listen to some of the things that have been shared, laugh about some of the things that have been that was funny, and just enjoy it from now on. So I thank you guys for that, being a part of that. So as Dale indicated, the park is open next door. However, we're still going on. If you want to continue the fellowship and have fun, talk to each other, engage, all that, feel free to do so. And I'm sure the music will continue to play. And as you start to leave, somebody will be over at Turner Park to ensure that we continue the celebration over there. So again, one last time. Anybody want to have any comments, words, anything? If not, continue to enjoy. One other thing, and I know this is Dale's celebration. Generally, we don't ask for the individual who's being celebrated to do something. But just a show of hands, who would like to hear Dale sing something for us before we leave? I didn't think I would be alone in this. So it's going to take some encouragement for her to do this. So come up here.
Chris, come on. Grab one more piece of fake chips.
You want the dark?
Yeah.
You want dark with the beef?
Either one.
DJ.
So I made a promise to God years ago. That anytime He gave an opportunity, I wouldn't shy away.
There you go.
So, no. I have to do this one for my mama because she always looking at me. You don't have to sing that for me. No. Need music for that one.
In the morning, when I rise, in the morning, when I rise, in the morning, when I rise, give me Jesus, give me Jesus, give me Jesus, all of this world, give me Jesus, give